I was raised in a very religious environment, and I was a self identifying Christian up until I was about 15, 16 years old. And it was around that time, since I had been just enmeshed, flooded by religion since I was a little kid, but I was also curious. I had questions. I read the Bible, and with that came more and more questions, and very little answer to almost any of them. What I started to discover is that many people around me that professed to believe in God didn't seem to be all that curious about it. Didn't seem to want to actually read the holy word of God, as if they didn't care about the details because they have already been saved. They're good people. Why bother educating myself any further? That was the sensation that I got from people. And with that, it stripped away my faith over time. It started to just remind me continuously that many, many people around me who professed the teachings of Jesus did none of it, did not care to actually apply the word, and just instead chose to speak it. And then over time, I started noticing more and more prosperity gospel show up. The way people spoke about their faith, the way I saw it manifest in society, became more and more obsessed with material accumulation, as if to suggest that by being rich and well off, you must be blessed by God. And that's prosperity gospel. And it's vehemently anti Christian. It is blasphemous in every sense of the word to conceive of your Christian faith as if you are rewarded for being a good Christian. It's not biblical. It's not. And this further fueled my just complete waywardness when it came to religion. Because it's obvious that the type of Christianity that I was told to believe in, the type of Jesus, the figure who I had decided to read the direct words of, I started to find that almost no one apparently cared about what he actually had to say. And instead it was, if you were lucky, you would even hear some Old Testament references, but now it is further fueled by televangelists and prophets and apostles, new age perversions that are actively ongoingly corrupting the institutions of the church, further and further removing themselves from the sheer awareness of the teachings of Jesus, let alone actually applying them. And I started to kind of reclaim aspects of my faith. I started to get so tired of watching people claim to do good work, and yet I know them, right? To watch them hoard biblical doctrine as if it is their own, and as if they are God's chosen. This is a big, an overwhelming sense that I get from a great many Christians, that they feel special, not because they are simply blessed by the grace of God, and that it falls onto them to spread and proselytize this word so that more and more people may find themselves in the grace of God, but instead, they got theirs. Everyone else can get fucked. And I'm watching this happen, like fast forward, where supposedly God-fearing Christians who have associated themselves with the world's most powerful man could not handle a bishop pleading with the president to practice as much mercy and compassion as he can in service of his duty. And the president instead demanded an apology from the bishop for requesting mercy, and at least one sitting official called for her to be deported. An American citizen, a bishop, preaching the word of Jesus and asking him to profess mercy, to apply mercy for the people that are going to be impacted by his administration. But I don't think a lot of Christians are going to be able to accept this. If you feel like what you're watching is the deconstruction of your faith, you're right. It is. I believe you are watching the complete undermining of the Christian faith for the purpose of consolidating political power. And a great deal of these people who associate especially with the New Apostolic Reformation, the NAR, these are types of people who are actively subverting the words of Jesus in order to gain more and more political power, so that they can extend this influence over, I believe it's called the Seven Mountains Doctrine, which would allow them to take as much control over our society as is possible. These are Christians who completely disregard the concept of separation of church and state for the sheer goal of accumulating political power. They will force Christianity onto all of us at the end of a gun. But it's not Christianity. It's a mask. It's a superficial aesthetic used to bring over the foolish amongst us, the real sheep who are flocking to this type of perversion of Christianity. In the same way, you watch people get pulled into superficial, just aesthetic patriotism without any knowledge of the nation that they support. I think that if you are a Christian, especially if you've been in a situation like me where you've lost aspects of your faith, I think now is the time to try to reclaim aspects of it. Do not let these people take from us the idea of unconditional love and mercy for our neighbors. Do not let these people take that gift that you can give from other people. The more that these people gain political power, the more they will take from you the ability to extend the love and compassion that Jesus preached about. Don't let them do it.